coming back this week, we got the Angel Therapy Handbook by Doreen Virtue.
Her last name is Virtue?
Yeah.
What is it about?
Her last name or
The book, The Angel Therapy.
I mean, it's the Angel Therapy Handbook. She's an accomplished author. Looking at her also buys. There's like 20 books on angel therapy she has.
So she wrote 20 books on angel therapy?
20 books.
Yeah. She also has Mermaids 101.
Okay. Yeah.
What is Mermaids 101?
I like to know that she isn't tied down to one realm of bullshit. I like to know that she likes to diversify.
I like that her schizophrenia goes in different directions.
There's a real portfolio of garbage.
Multiple voices in her head.
She also has Healing with the Fairies, Flower Therapy.
Seems a little homophobic.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's actually the movie's called Milk. Okay. Don't you? Jesus.
And
I feel like if you're gonna once you write the book Mermaids 101, you shouldn't be legally allowed.
What is Mermaids 101? Is it like a self-help, or is it
I don't
she
know
believes that mermaids are a thing that exists?
I don't know. I haven't read Mermaids 101.
It's a very nuanced answer.
Yeah.
Very politician-y way to be like, I have not read the book. I don't know. Mermaids 101 may or may not be true. I plead the fifth.
I assume she believes in mermaids because she believes in fairies and angels. So,
in this book she says she believes in.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe in angels. I mean, most people in the United States believe in angels.
Yeah,
You
but I don't know.
think so?
There's a difference between like passively going to church on Christmas so your mom doesn't hate you, and then thinking like things from the sky are gonna fall, like come down and save me. You know what I mean? I think most people are just
fairies,
lazy
she means
Christians.
like Peter Pan, like little people.
I don't know. I only got the angel therapy, but you'll have to
Cole's
check
like
out.
being cross-interrogated here. He really doesn't.
Yeah. So the reason she got into this whole angel therapy business was because as a kid she talked to angels and she saw them around, and she was raised in a Christian household that they also believed in visualization. So they had like the New Age and the Christian thing.
Oh
What is
God.
visualization?
That's like, in Ghostbusters, and they're like, you can't cross the streams, otherwise the world will be... It's like two different types of bullshit where it's like crystals and Christianity, and they just cross.
What is visualization?
So like when she was growing up, her parents...
Is that
like-
the thing where like you believe something's gonna happen to you?
Yeah,
Like, you believe
so-
you get like a
so-
check and then it like happens or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said when she was growing up, her parents would they would need like a new family car, and so they would tell her to like visualize the car appearing in the driveway, and then
It's fun and then like 2 weeks later they get like a shitty 2004.
I think they told her to do that while the FBI raided her cult. And then they're like, just imagine the car. And they're like, we have the compound surrounded. Surrender yourself.
yeah, so they would tell her to do that, and then I assume they would buy a car and put it in the driveway, and so
Visualize me a new Ferrari.
That's like the secret stuff where it's like, you just have to imagine your life's going well. Just imagine someone in Ethiopia. So it's like food. It's coming. Don't worry. He's on the case. He's daydreaming.
yeah, and while she was growing up, her mom also used prayer to heal all her injuries and illness and her washing machines.
Okay.
So
That's a pretty big range of things. It saved cancer, and also the clothes are dry. Okay, God does a lot.
yeah, so that's the background she was raised in. So it wasn't.
How old is she? Do you have a picture of her? Is she like super old?
No, I can't actually tell how old she is.
Oh, she's like kind of young.
I don't think she's kind of young.
Yes, she is. This
think-
one's like in her like late 20s.
I think the picture's small. I think
Kinda
you're a
cute, to be
little.
honest.
Yeah, she's like in her 30s. Yeah.
Why
No
do
way
they
she's
all,
in her 30s.
every single picture of a person who's written one of those books, aside from the Indian guy, all looks like that. It's like a 29-year-old, like kind of attractive woman who's like blonde and
Yeah, because they're used to scamming people constantly. Because anything they say, people believe because they want to have sex with them.
All right, well that's gonna be edited out. But what were you
Why?
saying, Cole?
That's just true. She's probably used to just saying a dog shit opinion, and a guy at a bar is like, "Yeah, I believe in Angel." Just doing saying whatever he needs to do to fit the script.
Yeah, so that was-
in front of me tonight.
That was the environment she was raised in. So
Wait, so the environment she was raised in, though, is visualizations, and she also claims to have seen angels her whole life and talked to them.
yeah,
So you realize psychosis isn't an environment that you could grow up into. That's just was the first draft of this book written on the walls of an insane asylum.
but
First draft of the book was written on our arms.
I mean,
I know angels are real because as a kid they told me to kill my parents.
but like if you grew up in that household and you told your parents that you believed in angels and you saw them, they would totally agree with you, right? Like they
Absolutely.
they did,
Absolutely.
They did.
Oh, you mean in her household? Or
Yeah, her
ours
household.
specifically? Hers? I mean, yeah.
They would
sure.
probably encourage that, right?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure if your parents beat you enough, you start to believe you see angels. That's right. I'm sure they can beat angels into your brain.
Yeah, and then so she always been seeing angels.
Her parents are these crazy people too, right? They're fucking crazy angel people.
Yeah, they believe they could heal all illness and injury with prayer.
How would your parents feel if you told them you saw angels?
Huh?
You told them you saw angels.
My dad's like, well, just use that to defeat the CIA.
What about you? Were your parents? Would they have believed that?
I don't know. I feel like my parents are on the verge of like religious.
You have the
Where they-
demeanor of someone who's escaped from a cult.
I feel like they would like to believe that that angels exist, but
You guys ever like read those books or see the movies where it's like the kid who dies for like
Oh,
5
yeah.
minutes and like goes to heaven and shit? How do you feel
That's always like the big Christian book is like Billy died for a little bit. And then
They
he's
have one of those like every 5 years where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this guy dies and he goes to heaven for like 10 minutes.
Well, the thing is when you almost die, your brain like floods full of chemicals, and you're essentially like the highest you'll ever be,
Yeah.
and then you almost pass out. So you're like the kid sees a bunch of visions because your brain's like, let's just put on a light show before you fucking suffocate. And then he's like, heaven exists and it's full of brown butterflies.
That's why they never go to hell. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
They're never like, no, I was in hell for 5 minutes and Dick Cheney was just monstrously tortured.
yeah. So yeah, she throughout her whole life, she said she got visitations from angels. Like when she would party too much, the angels would come to her and tell her that she needs to stop that. She's ruining her life.
So these otherworldly beings come when
God's
she has like her
protectors.
third shot of Grey Goose, and like, you need to get it together. You need to-
God's chosen protectors of humanity come to you when you're
Four Loco is an evil potion.
right before you pull your tits out at a frat party. You're like, well, are you sure, Doreen, that you really want to do this?
Yeah, and then and like when she needed money, she said they would always make like money like appear. She would be able to find $100 on the ground, or she
The
would.
angels are now just stealing, are just counterfeiting U.S.
Yeah,
money.
this
She
sounds
would
like
win
the
contests.
plot to Fight Club. You know what I mean? Where she's like, no, the angels did it the whole time.
The angels.
They just made the money appear. It's just a lady fucking yelling at herself at a party and robbing a bank. You know, I can at least get behind what I see as just a con artist, someone who's just legitimately insane. Like Deepak Chopra, I think he just knows what he's doing. I think he's
Yeah.
But
He just
this is like you
This
are
is- this
you
is
are
your-
selling schizophrenia.
you're insane.
You made $1 million off of selling
yeah.
pure unadulterated schizophrenia.
Because anybody else who says these claims gets thrown in a cage.
If I said this shit on a bus, I'd fucking
Yeah. No, you're supposed to be pumped full of Seroquel and your family prays for you. That's what happens
Yeah.
if you say stuff like this. But
This
she wrote a book.
This is
the
actually
American dream.
this is probably the sanest portion of the book. So,
The sanest portion is imaginary beings used to make money appear for her.
yeah.
I mean, this is saner than trickle-down economics, to be honest.
Well,
Ronald Reagan's
she-
like, there'll be a bunch of angels, and they'll just give the lower class money after we give all the money to the 1%. It'll all just fall down.
yeah. So yeah, I guess in the past she probably would have been committed, right?
Pass now.
yeah.
If
No,
you say that,
no.
yeah, if-
Now,
When did this come out?
no. This book's written in 2012.
but
Oh,
if,
really?
let's say
No,
you-
nowadays she gets on Oprah, The View, Good
She on
Morning
Oprah?
America.
Oh.
Oprah's
And
Oprah.
CNN.
At this point,
Oprah should be at
is-
Guantanamo
Oprah is
Bay.
up there with like Hitler and Stalin.
Yeah.
as far as hurting people.
running for president, she is endorsing like, okay, so Donald Trump hangs out with dictators. She hangs out with people who peddle fake pills and angel science.
She
You know what I mean?
might be like the third one. Like it might be like Nixon, Nixon, Ronald Reagan, Oprah. It's like the worst Americans.
So you believe this stuff? You get to go on Oprah and also she's made a lot of money.
How do you know?
We'll get into it later, but she has definitely rolling
let's
in it.
just do a demo. So let's say Soch comes and she's like, we don't need to pay the bills this month because, like, I hate to break it to you, I see angels and they're making money appear. Your first thing isn't like, let's write a book, right? You're more like, call 911, figure some shit out, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
yeah. So you just saw your girlfriend just like casually reading this. How would you react? Like you walk in and shows you just like.
Well, I mean, she's like interested in this kind of stuff, but in sort of just like a fascination sense. So I wouldn't assume she's reading it because she wants to go through angel therapy. But
might be the only thing that can save your relationship is other
yeah.
Shows comes to you in 2 months. Is like, call the angels told me that I really need someone better. Okay.
So she first got rich, hiding her angel powers. So she was a counselor for people who would overeat, and she would help them.
Why is she giving other people advice on how to live her life?
She would help them by secretly taking angel readings of them. Like she said angels would tell her what to say to them.
It's like a CW show. It's like some Buffy the Vampire Slayer shit.
Through the setup to like the wacky self-help. I'm like, she's insane. I'm listening to just what if we interviewed someone off the bus?
During the day she's a counselor, but at night she is the angel therapist.
So she wrote a book based off her overeating counseling. She got rich from that. She started like doing like media tours off that, but she still felt like.
So the angel therapy is like book 7.
Yeah, this is the angel therapy hasn't come yet. So
in case anyone's wondering how Donald Trump won, people sell 7 books on angel therapy in this country. That's like a pH test, and the water is acidic. We're doomed. Okay.
So. Yeah, she said, so she got rich, but she said this wasn't fulfilling to her because she was hiding the part of herself that was seeing angels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you can only pretend you're not completely insane for so long.
And so one day she got a wake-up call, and she was...
What's the wake?
The wake-up call was... She was at her house.
You can get this at the library? Why are they selling this book at a government institution?
So
I'm fucking glad the government shut down.
Yeah.
Bullshit in your pen. Obviously, you were not using your money correctly. If people are going to the library picking this shit up.
So she said she hit rock bottom and got a wake up call, and her rock bottom was she was at her home in Newport Beach, California, one day.
Of course, it's always California. It's always California.
Yeah.
That sun is too much. Rots people's brains.
So she was at her home in Newport Beach, which I assume is a very, very rich area, and she said she was in bed and an angel came to her and said, "Put the top on your car or it will be stolen." She said, "Put the top up on your white BMW 3i or it will be stolen." That's what the angel told her, and this was her rock bottom. Because that
was the hardest moment of her life. When she had to walk outside and put the leather top on her BMW, and she was like, "This can no longer continue. I am getting a maid." This is the end.
She said her engine broke, the top engine thing. So she couldn't manually put the top on, and so the angel said, "Get your son Gregory to do it."
Oh, and she breeds? There's more of them?
Is she his children?
Yeah.
No.
What is I still don't understand the lesson in this story. The story is I have a BMW. what is the moral lesson?
So
the moral is we're all fucked. If someone who believes if a schizophrenic woman who believes in angels, who has collected her psychosis in pages, makes more money, and we'll never own a BMW. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
She will though.
So she got agitated by this, and she left in her BMW and drove to church. And at church, she was confronted by a man And the man said, "Give me your car keys." And then the angel told her to scream as loud as she could. And she did. And then she scared the man off. And she's like, "I got to tell the world about these angels." And that's the start of Angel Therapy.
What is the story? So the moral of the story is white women aren't evil.
Well, the moral of the story is, this woman needs severe help. You can't. Yeah, you do need to tell. You need to tell.
What was that? That was
what we in the biz like to call a psychotic episode. That was a break from reality. She probably heard voices in her head, went to a car somehow she attained, and then later heard it again, and she's like, "I gotta tell people about these voices." And instead of pills, they gave her a fucking book deal.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's such a weird thing to like square with the Bible. Like you read the Bible, and like angels, and then in her version, these angels are just saving her like BMW. It's like why would angels care about that?
Destroyed entire kingdoms, and now they're
like,
reduced
let's hold up on this Africa stuff. This lady's BMW needs help. All right, the top isn't on. It's about to rain. Sorry, Katitu, you're gonna have to be starving. Listen, you haven't had food in a year anyway. Okay, you can hang on for a little longer. God.
Yeah, and so then she started doing her angel therapy, and
never been madder at the beginning of the podcast. It's the fact that I have fucking $4 in my bank account.
She's rich as all
sitting
shit.
on her BMW. Shouldn't even be allowed to shouldn't be
well
in anything else besides a cage. To be quite honest with you.
Well, I guess you'll learn from this episode how to channel the angels into doing your bidding.
Is that maybe she is rich and you are poor. She has accepted her gifts and you haven't.
My gifts.
I mean, I'm sure you hear voices in your head constantly. You just choose not to listen to them.
Yeah, and so she started writing this book, and she said she started getting like a huge migraine while writing the book, and it's because and she She asked
the brain tumor that's causing her delusions. That's what that is.
I kept hearing this pain.
So she asked the angels why she had a migraine while writing the book, and they told her that the high vibrations of the angelic messages that she was channeling were interfering with her low vibration diet. And so those two vibrations were clashing, resulting in a headache.
Oh, it's a war of competing bullshit. She's also trying to diet to that. She's like, no, because the angels were mad at me because I was having too many carbs. And you're like, what twisted white woman nightmare is
Yeah.
this? Where you're haunted by demons that tell you to lose weight?
What?
They were screaming at me, but you're too fat. The vibrations. You have to throw the evil up.
She said most of the vibrations
were shot in Chicago last week. Meanwhile, the angels are begging me to stop eating cheesy bread.
So, yeah, she said the angels told her that the chocolate that she was eating was causing all the low vibrations. And she's like, I can't stop eating chocolate because I guess she had no self-control.
She is plagued by bad habits, it seems here.
So she asked the angels for help, and then Archangel Michael appeared to her. And
she stopped. Have you read the Bible? Because I was raised Christian. You know who Michael is?
Like a weird little humble brag. Well, I mean, so is everybody.
Well, I'm talking about because the archangel Michael, the highest angel of them all, appears to me. I mean, the man who has destroyed entire civilizations appears to me so I can stop eating chocolate.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little egotistical.
Michael, just yeah, he was about to take out Saudi Arabia, and then he was like, "Wait, is she eating Hershey's?" Came down to earth.
Stop. Lord, the AIDS crisis must be paused.
yeah, so
She's on her second bar today, Lord.
Send
Bikini
Michael.
season is a coming.
Send Michael. Michael, we're calling you off of the Chinese. You have a new assignment.
Michael, destroy the Hershey's factory.
What page are we on here?
I don't know, like
He hasn't even opened the book. He hasn't even cracked open this tablet of evil. This is all. That's a thick motherfucker too. There's like 300 pages.
The reason it's
of just straight insanity.
the reason there's so many pages is because half the book is her telling. This is actually probably the best self-help advice I've ever read.
What do you mean?
But it was her telling you how to spread the message and get rich like
What
she
an
did.
Actual,
Like, and I was like, oh, this is actually useful.
actual.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing
monstrous
about
human being.
that's another thing we also have to realize. All the people we make fun of for like, look at this idiot. They are currently like millionaires, and we're
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
on a couch drinking hams. Like, oh, what do these idiots do? These idiots said that's some of the dumbest things I've ever heard, and she's living in fucking Malibu right now.
Well, it's crazy when you think about, because you can shit on her all you want, but she just found like a glitch in the system.
That's
and-
like same with Donald Trump
and then made it
everybody-
work.
Yeah.
So really, you got. I don't care about her. I don't care about Trump. I care about the people who hear that and then go like, yeah, that makes sense.
No, life is. They're like fishermen, and they know where to find like their dumb
Yeah,
spots.
they're not wrong.
Yeah.
Because essentially everybody's just trying to do what she did.
And
you're trying to find.
Oh, if I wrote a book about angels,
You're trying to. We're doing comedy. Everybody's. You want to be an accountant? You're just trying to find your glitch in the system and make it work. She found hers. She made it work.
And she tried a lot with the like fairies and mermaids and flowers, and then until she finally hit angels. And I guess there was enough believability in angels.
Yeah, she really tried the whole kingdom of magical things. So she's like, let's try it. What's mermaids hidden? She's like, all right, mermaids is a
Chinese
fairy.
Dragon Therapy Handbook.
Sasquatch therapy really didn't take off the way she thought it was.
Islamic Caliphate Therapy Handbook. One after the other.
Yeah, so Michael, she couldn't stop her cravings, so she asked the angels for help, and Michael came and took the cravings out of her. And then she finished her book and got richer than she was before.
So the book specifically says like it doesn't say like find habits. It says like
It doesn't
get rich.
say get rich, but she's like, my schedule is booked up for the next 3 years,
that's
and
another thing though is when people are like, money doesn't equal happiness. So
Yeah, it
have
fucking
you
does.
tried?
Yeah, it fucking does.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
your
it
card
does.
gets declined at a restaurant with a
Yeah.
couple. Yeah.
Everything I've ever put into my body that makes me happy, it costs money.
Yeah.
Wasn't free.
also how much even if you believed in all this stuff, even if you're like angels are real, they're sent by God, how egotistical do you have to be like, hey, I can't stop eating chocolate, I know you're a higher being.
when you're calling up Jesus like every 2 weeks, like, hey, are you still involved in that Japan thing? Well, I mean, I'm kind of trying to start a new diet, and I'm eating a little bit too much gluten. And
Yeah, but these Dunkin' Donuts are everywhere.
Dunkin'
Come on,
Donuts.
JC, throw
Come
me the
on,
phone
bro.
here.
What are you doing?
I clogged the toilet again, Archangel Michael.
Haiti's still gonna be Haiti, man. I'm shitting like a bastard over here. I can't stop eating gluten. Do your thing.
Yeah. So then she gets into how to connect to your angels, and she says every person has 2 guardian angels that follow them around all the time. And
That's true. Then,
Certainly doesn't fucking feel like it. Certainly doesn't feel like it for all of it.
They are taking a long break. Let me tell you, they are on a smoke break that appears to be never ending.
yeah, she says
They come back, they're like, oh shit,
The
he's
bathroom
got a
passed
DUI.
out. One of them's like doing coke and shit. Like, where the fuck is Kwame?
Yeah.
Where the hell did he go?
Oh god.
she says they love you unconditionally, and they want to help everyone, but most people don't know that you have to just ask them for help. And so that's what her books is just like. It's kind of it's kind of almost like she's like, oh yeah, you have 2 servants with you all the time, so your self-help is just asking them to do anything.
I think she's so insane that she probably had like 2 nannies as a kid, and she just calls them angels. And she's like, my name is Ursula. She's
Yeah,
like,
but yeah, by that
all right,
she meant-
angel.
She met the 2 black women named Angel who cleaned our house every Saturday.
Yeah, she says you can ask them about anything, big or small, no matter how petty, because they just love to serve you. And so you request something, and you ask them, just say, could you get me this or something better, please God? And that's how you...
To be fair, I do scream "Please God" into the sky several times a week as it is, so this would be very easy for me to implement.
I definitely don't say something better. I say, just give me this or just whatever. Just whatever. Just give me something, man.
That,
Fucking anything.
Give me something.
God
man.
damn.
Have you made a few bargains? I've made a few bargains like with Lowe's. Well, you just go and you say, look, man, if you're out there, I'll stop drinking for like a week or whatever if you just give me
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, I've been holding my heart at 3 a.m. trying to call to a higher power. Just be like, let's not die. Let's not die here.
Let's make a deal, man. This is the last time. I swear. Look, I'll go to church or something. I'll do whatever you want me.
There was a Pink Floyd cover band. We didn't mean to do this much blow, but it happened. All right, God, and I'd like to not die at this place or surrounded by these people in drug rugs.
Yeah, I guess your problem was that you guys were talking to God directly.
Yeah.
When you should have.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't hit the secretary first. I'll make sure I can schedule an appointment.
She even addresses that. She says, like.
Oh, nice. I was really waiting for that question to come up. I was like, why not just go straight to the man himself? I'm glad that she knows what I'm asking.
She says a lot of people ask her, why talk to angels when you can talk to God? And she says, good question. And so she posed a question to God and the angels.
Oh my God! What a stupid.
I love her.
Person.
I love her because it's so.
This isn't anything though.
So blatantly.
Not even. It's just
so
insane.
Blatantly evil and bullshitty that you have to respect.
She said,
buying this book, you should automatically be like fucking shot like a syringe full of.
I think we should have like a legit registry where it's like you buy this, like you can't
buy a gun. The guns are gone.
You can't vote. You got to get like a cosign on the lease, all this shit.
So she says, so God replied and said, God doesn't hear you sometimes, but the angels are closer to earth, so they hear you. And that's her answer.
It's just a distance issue. He's like in an office far away.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Yeah, God has AT&T, so he doesn't get fucking reception.
Yeah.
Some shit.
He's like, yeah, I'm trying to get to the center of this Africa thing, but until we move to a new headquarters, most of these prayers just don't get to me. They just don't. I don't even hear it.
Are you using an Android? That's the problem. God has an iPhone, and so the message didn't come through.
God's going through a bit of a system update right now.
He's kind of like a FaceTime guy, so it's like texts don't really get there.
Yeah. Not a huge fan of emojis. So don't cry when you're praying. Okay?
And she says, although everyone has two angels, you can always call on more to help you. And she says,
so according to her, every human alive,
doing shit?
every human alive has two or an unlimited amount of supernatural beings that they could call to help, but they don't for some reason. Yeah, well, how dumb are we? We're just sitting here not using our spiritual servants to just give us a life of amazingness.
And she says there's different types of angels. Like there's abundance angels, and those help you with your like career aspirations. There's fitness angels.
If you believe in angels, why are you still trying to be like an office manager? You know what I mean? Like if you believe in something so magical and otherworldly, why are you like, I want to be in the top of HR, you know?
We're not going to skip past fitness. Fitness. God's beings created for the sole purpose of me to not be fit. What an extreme length to go to justify you eating like 4 plates of pasta. Be like, no, see, my fitness angel was off that day, so I couldn't really.
There's also driving and parking angels. And they help you find parking spots.
I can't do the rest of this podcast. I mean, I can't fucking do it.
It's not true. You're bullshitting. You're bullshit. You didn't read that. You didn't read that. You did not read that.
Google her net worth right. Google her net worth right now.
I refuse.
That is insanity.
I refuse to believe that you fucking read that.
There's also moving angels that help you qualify for financing for a new house.
She just thinks that. She just thinks everyone she talks to is an angel. She's a parking attendant. You're like, no, those are the parking angels and the moving angels. I'm like, we prefer to be called Mexicans. We can't.
There's also beauty angels with help, which help.
Angel. There's the parking angel. There's the Taco Bell angel who makes your food.
Yeah, there's
Fitness angel.
Yeah. Fitness angel.
There's even beauty angels which help you choose outfits and.
She's describing immigrants. Every single one of these jobs is like, yeah, an immigrant guy works this, it does this.
Yeah.
It's also really.
There's also the illegal.
Also, she's so uncreative in her psyche. Where she was like, an angel helps you pick out a dress and park a car. She just wrote this book in a day. and then like running a couple errands.
You wouldn't believe it. There's even illegal angels.
Why?
Come over without permission.
Why would you want to even like be an angel if you just had to help Doreen find a parking spot? Your whole existence is just
a parking spot, and you're like, no, you look good in blue. No, you don't look fat. You don't look fat. No.
I'm surprised most angels are just like, I'm going to hell.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Satan is, right? He's like an angel that went to hell. That's probably
kind of imagine you as like a a drunk, kind of annoyed angel who just helps women with their bullshit. Again, what do you think? You're like, yeah, sure, dress is fucking fine or whatever. Yeah, you should leave him. I don't know. Oh, no, you should get a divorce. I don't give a shit.
I guess that's the nicest thing anyone ever said to me is I seem like a defeated holy being.
Yeah, you seem like an angel who's just kind of done with the shit.
Yeah.
Done with the whole thing.
Nah, yeah, fucking park there. It's illegal. I don't give a fuck.
All the things. Like, I saw the universe be created. So the thing about it is, it's actually, you don't have to pay till 7. So, I mean, you're good in terms of parking.
Yeah.
Nah, what you're going to want to do is, call the Taco Bell, say they messed up your order, even though you didn't order, and then you can, like, get a free taco or whatever. Can I look up her net worth? You want me? Let's see.
Not right now. I don't know.
Right, we'll see.
But we'll.
Is she like rich?
She's gotta be pretty rich.
The fact that she has more than $1 is
I saw her Instagram, and she has at least multiple million followers on Instagram.
That's.
Is her real name Doreen Virtue?
I really doubt it.
It's gotta be fake.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no.
Doreen Virtue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fair. The fact she has millions of followers scares. I would prefer if those people joined ISIS. You know what I mean? Like this is scarier than me than those people. There's at least
because at least then we could legally bomb them. This is like I don't even know. You could be my fucking neighbor. I don't know.
Worried about the terrorists infiltrating. These people walk among us. Their manifesto is sold at the public library.
This guy, my fucking manager. I have no clue who this is.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah. So I guess one of the first things you do to find out how your angels can help you is you got to know their names.
Okay.
And so all you got to do is just ask them their names, and it'll come to you in like a thought or a vision or something. But you can't ask too hard, or it doesn't work.
Wait, so how
you just kind of have to be casual about it or something.
The angels, their name. So let's just pitch. I'm sitting in my uncle's house, who I just squatted, and with a history of mental illness in my family, so he just hears me in my room going, "Angels, what are your names?" And then he's just in the other room like, "It's happening. Here we go. Here we go." You know what I mean? He's like, we all knew it was a matter of time. Trying to be a comedian, he was out of his fucking mind from the start. Arguably the most damage that delusional people have done in my family.
You don't believe in angels?
Huh?
You don't believe in angels?
No.
Why not?
Huh?
It's in the Bible.
Huh?
It's in the Bible.
Yeah, so stoning woman to death.
Yeah, come on. That's not a good...
It's in the Bible is not really a good defense for anything.
So you don't believe in any angels, Cole?
No, I don't even believe in the Bible. So, I'm an atheist. Just for the podcast listeners.
Viewers just automatic. Well, I didn't know it was a Satanist podcast.
When he said that, it felt like the first time he said that to himself.
Yeah. No, it was like a pretty hard realization.
I'm an atheist.
I mean, I wouldn't believe God either with that hairline.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what a beauty angel would tell me to do with the hair.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who's the most on the table here, you know?
Yeah.
The first time he got molested by a Catholic priest, he immediately went bald at like 9 years old.
I wonder they'd be like, yeah, we can resurrect people, but we can't do anything about that hair.
That's that hurts.
Jesus, he could perform miracles. He's not a surgeon.
Yeah. And she also says that you can talk to your dead relatives for advice, too. I don't know why this is in the middle of the Angel Therapy Handbook, but she says, so sometimes instead of angels, you might want to talk to your, like, dead family members.
And she's told, you're all saying this very casually, some of the most insane. So, like, anyway, if you're looking for parking, just ask your great-grandfather, and he'll probably...
Yeah, it's not major shit like, oh, where should I go to college? Should I marry this person? Do I want kids?
Also, where should you go to college? I don't know if I'd resurrect my great-grandfather.
No,
Ask him what his thoughts are on my career decision.
She said like if your uncle was a financial trader, just hit him up for financial advice on the stock market or something.
Hit him up, as he's burning in hell, and he's like, oh wait, what was that? Oh no, yeah, definitely like sell Disney.
And she says they're more patient and want to take care of you when they go to the afterlife, because when they die, they go to heavenly school where they are taught how to be spiritual counselors.
So is she assuming that all of them go to heaven?
Yeah.
What if my answer?
She doesn't really talk. She's
What
something
if they're like burning in hell?
I like.
Is that who I want
over? He just said a thing that's crazier than the Mormons, which are completely insane. He said that when people die, they go to heavenly. Can you imagine living your life to the fullest? You die, you still have to take a fucking class. You're like, I was alive for like 80 years.
I'm late.
I know. Yeah. You gotta fucking take a test, and then your
Moses is like,
moronic
dude, you didn't pass. You got a
grandson
C+.
calls you in some sort of satanic seance to ask you how you could fucking run a GoFundMe scam or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, she says you can
It's
even.
the third time you were late for heavenly class. Last week you said you were helping out your grandson or some shit. Now you said you got to give somebody financial advice.
She says you can even communicate with dead pets, except for goldfish, because their process of death is a little different. And she doesn't say.
Is she even trying to hide? Because I think with this, she went into a bathroom, right? And she just took pieces of paper and began wiping her ass, and then stapled it, and then was like, "I guess I just hand me $1 million now." Because it's like
Goldfish process death different. Goldfish.
This book sounds like somebody wrote an insane thing, and then a bunch of schizophrenics were like, "I can top that."
What is it? You can't just say that shit and not explain. What does she mean? Goldfish process death differently?
She just says they process death differently, and she ends it with an exclamation point.
That's a weird.
That's all.
She's also excited about how the goldfish.
An actual piece of shit. Awful person.
Yeah.
She has a husband and kids.
Yeah, she has kids.
The fact that she has kids scares me. The fact that there's more of them is wrong.
Does she say like what her husband does? I assume nothing. If she's just begging money off of this, because I would easily.
Her husband tries to sign the will not to kill himself 24/7 after listening.
Fuck that! If I was married into this, I'd be like, yeah, say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
I'm swimming. I'm swimming in a pool of money. I don't give a shit. Say whatever the fuck you want. Okay. I don't love you. I don't love the kids. as long as I get my check every month, I'm having a good time.
That's the name of your first album.
And so then she goes into like some of the things you can do with angel therapy. And one of the things is you can cut the cords between people.
What do you mean?
So she says between people they exist like ethereal cords, and if you're clairvoyant, you can see them, and they kind of look like surgical tubes attached to people. And if you have like a needy person in their life, they suck the energy out of you through these surgical tubes.
What are you even saying right now? I can't even. This is even through like another person. I can't even listen to what you're.
And you can.
We're all attached by tubes, and apparently needy people are just what.
So you can ask the
like
angels
we
to
could
cut
bring
these tubes.
Scientologists in here right now, and they're like, "Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, we just believe in Lord Zunu, but this tube nonsense needs to go."
If people are angry at you, they can shoot like fire through the tubes.
What are you even doing
to hurt you?
Why are we? What? How? What time are we?
Literally like a fantasy novel.
And then
worse than Harry.
Did you feel that? I shot fire through the tube.
Because in what realm, it's one thing like self-help.
I told you the beginning of the book was the sanest thing that there was. Remember?
I didn't really expect it to get that insane.
No, she is like off her fucking shit.
Yeah. And then she says, when you worry about people, sometimes you.
She has like $7. Like there's like the fairy bullshit.
There's way more than 7 books. There's
my God.
There's at least.
What are these all by her?
Yeah.
These are all by her?
Yeah.
Did you see this?
She has
We got a lot of time to write when you're locked up in a padded cell for.
No, but legit, this is like 50 fucking novels.
Well, she has a team of angels that are just.
Did you see that?
Pumping
This
them
is
out
like
for her.
50 fucking books.
The art, one of them's the art of raw living food. How did he?
Legitimately, if you gave me the rest of my life, I don't think I could read the rest of. There's so
Daily
fucking
guidance from your angels, divine baggage. How to give an angel card reading kit, goddesses and angels, crystal therapy.
Yeah,
Surprise there.
lot of
angel
angel
visions,
stuff.
divine. A lot of. I changed my life if I had more time. That's just a cry for help in the middle of all this. Constant. Then also just a
It's
genuine.
not even a title. I changed my life if I had more time.
Losing your pounds of pain.
Yeah, and
The romance angel. No, I'm not done with this.
Take it back.
Farmer releasing.
You're gonna get sucked in.
No. It's kind of funny because every fifth one is like an insane. Like you kind of see her genuine insecurity because it's like angel, healing your appetite, healing your life, and she's just like, oh, angel.
Angel,
you also are worried
angel.
about being fat.
Yeah, angel. Why did he dump me? I was in junior year of high school and we were supposed to go to prom.
Yeah. So another thing you can do with angels is so if you worry about someone else's problems, sometimes you get their like negative energy and it like builds up in you. And so you can ask the angels to vacuum that out. And Archangel Michael, he will appear with a vacuum tube and put it out.
Cole, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna punch you in the fucking mouth.
And he will put.
It seems like a bad. Like if you were a cult leader and you were pitching this, and I was just the impressionable lost Luth that I.
No one. I'd
I'd be like, no. I'd be like, no. You think I'm drinking Kool-Aid for this shit? No.
So Michael comes with a vacuum. He puts it at the top of your head, and you get to choose the speed that he vacuums it out of, like slow, fast, or extra fast.
How is this a message that can be sent to people?
What the?
And
the hell?
so he'll vacuum it out, and then at the end he'll flip the vacuum switch and fill you with toothpaste-like white light. So that's just something you can do with these angels.
It's angel cum. Was you with angel cum?
And you can ask him to install these vacuums like in your house too, if you just want to pass by him and get it all sucked out.
Oh my fucking god!
And the last thing you can
Jesus
do with them
Christ.
is that if someone has psychically assaulted you, you can ask that.
That's a good
What
one.
the fuck does that mean?
If you know what's crazier than microaggressions, psychically assault.
Psychically assault. What does that mean? What does it mean to psychically assault somebody?
So you can like cast toxic energy on people. I guess if
The
you're
lamest spell ever.
I guess if you're like powerful, she doesn't say how people do this, but if you are psychically assaulted, you can ask the angels to heal you.
You've been psychically assaulted by this book, to be quite
Oh,
honest.
yeah, this is psychic.
And then the rest of the book is her entrepreneurship, self-help.
So
How
what you
does-
want
how
to
to
do is
spread
tap
her
into
stuff.
the portion of the population that is so disenfranchised they believe in spiritual beings. Write a book.
Yeah.
Right. Just
And,
saying, the tube example was, I was just writing that to see how far you could go. Right. Do whatever you want, say yada, 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 and then your life will get better, and then at least you're at 30,000.
What is the
So this
what
was
is the
written.
financial? What is the advice she gives at the end? Is it follow this bullshit and that's how you get your shit, or is it like?
No, it just tells you how to like advertise, like through blogs and word of mouth.
So it's
and-
legitimately like how to write like a bullshit,
I like
a
how first
bullshit
it's like,
book.
there's tubes, and then later she's like, "What you're going to want to do? Multimedia marketing." You know what I mean? Like then it
You're gonna
then
want
it
to think
becomes
Facebook,
logical.
but that's old media.
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube, Twitter's your best choice.
Yeah, she tells you like bios you can write that helps people believe you more, like you've come from a family of
So
psychics.
she tells you how to fucking lie.
Yeah.
Like you come from a family of psychics. So she's saying to let me see this bullshit. So if you've had any of the following types of life experiences, put them toward the top of your bio. Come from a family of psychics, escaped from, she says escaped in quotes, from a job you disliked.
Yeah, and
Well, that's got a code for all of it, right? Because like any like self-improvement trader, the whole thing is like, I was once like you. And then I realized I can make money by talking to losers like you.
And she talks about how you can go to churches and usually like co-produce with them, so you don't have to pay any money.
Co-produce?
Yeah. No,
Yo, running an independent show at a church coming up recently.
There's like good information.
Producing anything at a church.
There's like good information here. Like if you were to get into this,
into scamming people. Well, I mean, we might have to because I mean it's not working out in our other fields of life. So we might as well just jump on board.
Going real well, baby.
Thank you very much, Canada, and everybody else that downloads. We appreciate you. And
we're at like almost 300 downloads for this week.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys, every moment of you.
Yeah, and so this was written in 2012. I checked her website recently, 2018, and she said she had a vision of Jesus and doesn't believe any of this anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she said she has thrown away all her New Age material, burned it up, and said she thinks she was actually talking to demons.
Oh, wow.
Instead of actual angels.
I mean, I think what happened is she got a couple lawsuits going on, right? And then she immediately...
I'm sure she didn't burn that new fucking mansion in Ferrari, too. Did you burn away all that money, too?
I think she realized she got to the extent of how she could with the Angel Therapy, and now she's writing books about Jesus. And
we don't need to cash in on the main guy. He just sit over here. Need to collect some paychecks from him.
Yeah, and she doesn't use crystals anymore or yoga because they put pagan symbols in a lot of yoga studios.
That's some like good old fashioned Christianity shit. That's like Roman style.
Yeah,
you're pagans. What? You just steal that word out of a textbook? You're still mad about the pagans? All right, congrats, buddy. You wiped them all out like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, and so yeah, I think for this next week, you guys should.
Well, what are the tips specifically that we have to do?
First you gotta learn your angels' names.
Okay.
So learn their names.
Just a demo. The way I would learn my angel's name is
you just ask them, not forcefully, just kind of casually. If you
like, yo, hey, angels.
Yeah, if you try too hard, they don't respond or something because they know you're trying too hard.
A great cop out, by the way. If you try too hard, they don't.
Yeah, and so
learn the angels' names. What else?
And then you can just ask them to do whatever the hell you want, no matter how petty or how little.
So it's just those two things, basically.
Yeah.
This isn't even self-help. You're just. This is me getting convicted for where I live.
I think you should probably appeal to some abundance angels.
I can appeal to some.
See if they'll manifest
Your
money.
Angel's name is me and Cole. If you want to know what the fuck they are.
My angel's name is Cole Nolden.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You a burrito last time. Angel's name.
What angels do you need?
Huh? I need the whole goddamn team.
Hopefully.
I need JC himself. I'm like, listen, you're not gonna cut it, buddy. I need the whole kingdom to come down. We need Michael. We need fucking. It'll be like we'll get Muhammad on the case. We're teaming up. We're teaming up. It's gonna be like an episode of Law and Order where they're like, I can't believe what we have in here. We need.
I think it'd be very on brand for you for Jesus to come down and talk to you. Be like, dude, I don't know what's going on.
Jesus,
I can't do this.
Jesus breaks up with me. He's like, I think we should see other people. You're like, have you considered Buddha?
You tried Hindus. They kind of let you do whatever you want if you want to do that. I don't know what's going on.
He's sitting there. He's like, listen, I had holes in my hand, but I can't fill that hole in your heart, dude. That is ever expanding.